Hey everyone, how's everyone going? Here we are again for our usual community call. Thank you so much for joining. We hope you had survived this crazy, super long January and ready to build and for some warmer weather for those who are in winter at the moment. As I was saying, thank you so much for joining. As I usually tell you in the beginning of these calls, this is our most important accountability moment towards the community. So stay tuned for learning more about what we've built in the last month, what we are planning to do, and also we are here to answer your questions. We are building in public and with the community, so you're more than welcome to share your thoughts and ask your questions, and we are here to answer them. It's been a very busy month, and before we go, I have two things that I wanted to mention. One is that in the next community call, we are going to try something new. So we want to bring builders in the call. We want to give you an opportunity to tell the community what are you building, what do you need help with, or just share some progress if you're in search of a co-founder or a mentor or something. So if you're interested in participating in the next community call and letting our community know what you've been working on, please let us know in the chat, and we'll reach out to you so that we can, do the arrangements that needs to be done. And the other thing, and this is more on the serious front, and we know that we have a very committed community across Turkey, and I think Syria is not that expressive, but even though, so we wanted to share our feelings with everyone who's in Turkey and Syria and have been affected by yesterday's events. So we hope you're all safe and sound, and yeah, just that. So let's move on to work. And as I was starting to say previously, we had a very busy month. January was hectic, and we are kicking off the call with a very cool announcement that it's very exciting for us. It took us a long time and a lot of work. So it will be on Francisco Leal's side. Then we'll have community updates with Felipe Macedo, must deliver section with Pedro, and I'll wrap up things with the community agenda. We'll have special guests here and then, so stay tuned for what's coming. And don't forget to ask your questions on the live chat on YouTube. Let's do this, guys. Francisco, what do you have for us on the product front?
Hey, Sarah. Thanks for the intro, as always. This week call the agenda looks short, but we do have a lot of things to cover. And so, yeah, as Sarah mentioned, it's cold out here, so I'm just using Talon Protocol swag. Don't forget that we have a shop that you can now use and acquire some sweet Talon Protocol merch. But other than that, let's jump into the fun stuff, shall we? So starting things off with the .tal and some updates on it. So we essentially just put this live. We haven't shared with anyone. So if you're here on the community call, you're getting some alpha of what we're about to release. As always, this is the first release, so there are still some bugs that we are working on fixing, but I'm essentially going to demo you what we have stored for you. So for a while, we've talked about .tal, and we finally are taking the steps and putting it on your side to come and reserve your handle. So DotTal, it's a very complex process. It involves a lot of moving parts. So we wanted to give to you early access to a lot of the functionality that the DotTal will enable while we're still building the DotTal in the background. So what we have for you is, if you go right now to talonprotocol.com/handle, you'll be able to see this page that allows you to essentially get an early bird promotion into reserving your handle at Talon Protocol. So this is going to be a handle that's specific to your profile. It's going to be a handle that also allows you to use your Web3 data and for you to uniquely identify it anywhere on the blockchain, and also have access to a new Talon-made skin that we are offering to those that want this particular skin. And as I mentioned, other than being able to represent your on-chain data, it's also going to be the handle that you can use anywhere on the blockchain, and I'll show that right now. So as all live demos should, let's make sure that this works fine. So essentially, I searched. I'm essentially going to buy live the frank.tal.community, and I'm going to claim my handle. So the first step is to connect the wallet. Luckily, I have done it. We set our price as an annual subscription of $8. So that's the base subscription. Then you need to cover any gas fees, since this is Ethereum. But this will essentially make sure that you have the whatever handle you want. So let's see what we get with this. So just going to essentially confirm on MetaMask the purchase of the Tal domain, and as soon as the transaction has finished registering, I'll be able to show you the cool things that you'll be able to access. So with this, essentially, you're getting two things. So you're getting a Web3 domain that you can essentially manage on ENS. So if I go over to ENS right now, you'll see that I already have a bunch of different ENSs that from previous tries that I've done. But also what's cool is that I'll be able to set on my Talon Protocol profile. If I come now to my settings, I'll be able to set the domain that I have acquired as my own domain. So what this means is that, for instance, if I come to etherscan.io now and I search for one of the domains that I've bought, you'll see that it essentially gives my wallet back. And if I come into the browser and I input real.tal.community, I'll also be able to see my profile. So this is something that is uniquely yours. We've made a few tricks to the profile to make sure that it looks good. As you can see, we removed a bit of the branding that we were using in the past to make sure that it feels more personal. And this is the first step that we want to do in order to make the profile your own and to make sure that you own your data. So this is going to be the launch pad for us to implement the Talon data model, for us to give you complete control over your own profile and your own data on chain, and for us to deliver on the Web3 resume mission. So yeah, glad that the demo all went fine. So back into the slides. So we'll be sharing this tomorrow with the broader community. For those that are on the community call, you get the sneak peek. So that's some offer for you. All right, so now I'm going to bring Fred on stage for him to talk a bit about the virtual Tal. We just kick off the audit today, and Fred has got some interesting news for you to see how the data is going to work. Hey Fred, how are you?
Hey Liel, thanks for the intro. Awesome as always. So as you have mentioned, we have been working behind the scenes on a new smart contract which will allow to actually improve a lot our what you can do in the app, basically. So what we actually did was create a virtual TAL smart contract, which is not a token, is just an information that an address has some TAL that they can use. And they can use to buy talent tokens. So I did a small flow chart just to explain a little bit how the flow works. So the admin user is Talent Protocol right now. So let's say that you have done some races and you've actually won some TAL on there. We credit the user account, and that goes to the virtual TAL smart contract, and it credits the virtual TAL for that user. So the user has the information that they have that number of virtual TAL that they can spend. So let's say they want to invest in someone, so they invest in someone through the app. So buy someone's talent token. That what that does is goes to our staking smart contract. Our staking smart contract checks if they have enough virtual TAL for that purchase. And if they have, they update the credits of the virtual TAL smart contract. So we have to reduce the number of virtual TAL that you have. And then we credit the talent tokens to the user. Here it says credits virtual TAL, but it should say credits talent tokens. So that's the process that we currently have. Being audit, of course, it's not live yet. But this is the new process that you can do. And what this allows is something that's very, very good as well, which is to unstake on someone. So let's say you buy someone's token and they were working towards something, but they started not giving it so much updates or something like that, or you would just want to invest in someone else with that money, you can actually do the same process, but to unstake. So instead of investing in someone with virtual TAL, you can unstake that money. The staking smart contract goes to the virtual TAL smart contract. It deposits there more virtual TAL and burns the talent tokens that you previously have. So this will allow to change a lot the dynamics on Talent Protocol, hopefully. Another thing that we changed was the rewards. So some people that invested in a lot of talent know this struggle, which is we have rewards that we give every day. And to claim them, you had to claim per talent. So you had to go to Talent Protocol, to the supporting page, and then click on claim rewards for each talent that you supported. Let's say that you supported 50 talent builders. That takes a long time. So what we did was to do a complete rework on the rewards and actually do it on a global scale per supporter. So you just need to click one time, one function, and you get all the rewards that you need to receive. And if you're a talent, so if you have a talent token, you probably know already that you still have a percentage of that rewards to you because someone invested in you. And that works in the same way. So just one function, you click on it and you receive the rewards. So how do you receive the rewards? So the flow is very much the same. An admin user credits the user account with virtual TAL. The contract is credited with virtual TAL, and then the user does the claim rewards. The claim rewards goes to the staking smart contract, and the staking smart contract checks if the user has any rewards to receive. And if so, you receive it in your virtual TAL wallet. So it goes to the virtual TAL smart contract, it credits there your virtual TAL, and then updates the rewards value in the staking smart contract because you have to go to 0 because you just received them. And so this is the flow. It's much simpler, but we needed to change a lot of things. Right now we are being audited, working on integrating this in the app, so everyone can use the virtual towel to buy town tokens. One important thing is that you can still buy town tokens with a stable coin. So let's say you don't have virtual towel because you didn't receive any rewards or any towel for that matter. That's not a problem. You can still go there and buy town tokens with a stable coin. And then when unstaking, because let's say you don't want to keep investing in someone or supporting someone, you just need to do the claim rewards or the unstaking, and you receive that amount in virtual towel. So I hope that was explicit. Thanks.
Thanks, Fred. It's always a hard job to explain so technical details, but I mean, I think that what Fred explained can be summed up in just Virtual Towel will allow you to start using rewards that you have to invest in new people. So you no longer just need to invest in the talent that is giving you the rewards. So you'll be able to start supporting new and more people without having to spend more money. You can essentially use the rewards to do that. And also it will allow us to finally give people what they earned in the past through races and so on. So really happy that the audit is starting and that we'll be able to deliver a safe feature and a live economy soon. So to wrap up the product side, we have a new epic that is starting, and this is more of if you have interesting apps or inspiration around onboarding and homepages, we are currently rebuilding ours. So we've already done some research, we've already done some wireframes, and we're now in the process of designing and making the first code changes towards a new homepage and a new onboarding. But if you have some recommendations and there are some cool things, some cool insights that you might have, now is the time to share before we get further along in the development. And talking about development, bounties. So we are putting our foot on the gas in terms of decentralization and getting more contributors to work with us. In the past, we've had a few bounties here and there, but now is the time that we're really putting a lot of effort into bounties. And as such, there are a couple new things that we wanted to share. So we're putting up 2 more bounties with a really cool target in terms of value delivered to us and to the contributor as well, with custom domains. So this is the next step in terms of what we've built with the .towel that I showed earlier, and the social graph the same. So these 2 bounties are going to be up and running. They are open right now. So if you want to apply, reach out to us. We also have another contributor working with us just to manage bounties, to make sure that we are giving feedback and keeping these processes alive. And the other really exciting thing that I already briefly shared on the last community call, but I think it's really worth to highlight right now, is that we have a new live design system, as Pedro tweeted, since we're building in public. It's really cool to see like updates like this shared in public. So Pedro, our product designer, shared on Twitter a couple of weeks ago that the design system is now live, which also means that we're not just going to have developer-focused bounties, but we'll also have some design-focused bounties. And so really excited to start decentralizing more, working with more people, and just getting to know more contributors. And yeah, and I think this wraps up the product side. So Sara, I think it's back to you.
Francisco, Fred, thank you so much for this. It's really exciting to see that we are taking real steps towards decentralization, of course, and also towards kicking off what we envision as to be the talent economy. So thank you so much for your efforts. Fred, it's really hard to make things. It's really, I don't think people understand how hard it is to make things simpler. So thank you for your effort in explaining all the hard work that you've been having for the last couple of weeks. And yeah, so any doubts that you have about everything that Fred or Francisco spoke regarding product, please let us know. We have the chat going, and we'll be answering your questions by the end of the call. Now we are ready for some community updates with Felipe. Felipe, tell us everything that we need to know about that, please.
Hello, Sarah, and hello, everyone. Yeah, what a great product show today from Lial and Fred. And so yeah, today they are the highlight. So I won't take long. I just have 4 topics and 4 quick slides to show you and to talk to you about. And the first one is about something that we've been doing in the past months. It was initially called the Research Day, but then we rebranded as the Build Day. And we do one every month. And the goal is to make sure that we keep innovating and we keep experimenting and doing new stuff, and also a good excuse to bring the team together. We plan, and one thing that we're planning is actually, when we mean team, is not only the people that you see here, but actually all of the contributors and ambassadors that work with us. So we're actually planning on opening this build day to more and more people. Our next build day for February is actually next week on February 15th. And it will be focused on user growth. For now, we still don't have like a structured framework on how to integrate contributors and other people. But if you would like to participate and kind of join us for a day to explore ideas around user acquisition and growth, let me know, and you can join, even kind of work on a topic or researching a topic with someone from our team. But looking back to January, last month we worked on 7 different projects, and there was one winning idea so around the talent feed and kind of content. How could we integrate content in our platform by Fred and Sarah? And that kind of winning small prototype is now becoming a bigger experiment during the month of February. And we'll be actually working on a deeper integration with Lens Protocol, so that we can, for users that also are users of Lens Protocol, can import their content and they feed and kind of showcase it in their profile, and also a bunch of other features and integrations that we think might be interesting for Talent Protocol users. Because our vision is not very centered around creating content or creating another social media platform, but in some cases it's useful for people to showcase content that they wrote, and kind of the ability to write or kind of share updates and whatever it's on their minds. So integrating with other social protocols, we think, is the best idea, and hopefully we will be able to see some results of this integration and this experiment in the next community call. So this was topic number 1. If you're interested in the build day, let us know. The second reminder, and Francisco already gave a teaser in the beginning, is that we added a bunch of products to our shop. And this means not only the beanies that he's wearing, but I think it's 30 or 40 different items that you can choose from. We've had a lot of orders already, and since you're spending your time watching this community call, we created this special discount code of 50% off in all items. It's limited to 10 users, so only the 10 people to use it first will be able to use it, and you can only use it one time, so one time per user. And that's it. Just go and check it. The link should be shared in the chat, but it's shop.talentprotocol.com. And if you have feedback or ideas for kind of new items that you don't see there, also let us know. The Third topic is just a quick overview of what happened last month. So although January is usually a slower month, we had a lot of events going on. We actually organized one for Celo, kind of a refi meetup here in Lisbon, the images that you see on your left. We also participated in Gnosis meetup here in Lisbon, where we had a chance to talk about and pitch Talon Protocol to the Gnosis and Safe team, but also another guests. And we spoke in like 3 or 4 more events in January, including in the headquarters of Nestlé here in Lisbon and a bunch more places. And finally, I already kind of mentioned this in the last community call, but you haven't checked, please go check the Web3 Awards. This is an initiative or partnership with ThirdWork that basically identified the 19 best places to work in Web3. Just kind of follow the link and go check out all of these cool 19 projects where people really like to work. And yeah, that's it for me today. And I will be handing over to Luminita to bring us some Talent House news.
Hi everyone. I want to brag a little bit before I go into Talent House. I have a cool beanie too, in a different color, so that you know there are different options. But yeah, Talent House, that's my personal favorite part of the call, but it's for a reason. There are many cool, interesting things happening. And there are 3 things we want to share with you. The very first big news is that we have 10 more Talent Houses confirmed. How cool is that? We were in discussions with Protocol Labs. We had a partnership with them before, and we really love what they're doing. And we thought, why not join forces and build 10 more Talent Houses? Can you even comprehend this number? For me, it's crazy, but I'm very much looking forward, rolling up my sleeves. So yeah, 10 more Talent Houses that will be this and next year. But if we're talking a bit not so far in the future, if Denver, 2 more weeks ago, the countdown is running. That's crazy. Yeah, if you're in Denver, you should definitely come visit us. And we will also have a special event there, as always, the Talent Brunch. That will be on March 1st. We will tell you a little bit later where exactly, but it will be in Denver, obviously. And yeah, we'll share the Luma event link in the chat. You can already register for it. As you always know, this event is limited for about 50 people. So make sure to be one of the first one to register. And if you want to contribute to make this event even better, however it can be monetary, maybe. It can be with a piece of advice. Anyhow you want to help Talent House and Talent Brunch, reach out to me on our Luminita talentprotocol.com. Or my new domain, lumi.tal.community. That works too. And let's discuss about that. And yeah, last but not least, I was telling you about 10 more houses. Well, 2 of them, or one of them is happening in 2 weeks. And then there are 2 more that we are ready to present or announce. If we go a slide back. Perfect. Yeah, where next? We asked you on Twitter yesterday to guess, and yeah, it will be Rio de Janeiro. Please, Brazilians, let me know, because I'll be there. I need to learn Brazilian Portuguese, and it will be in March 26th to March 31st, and it will be doing, if you're in Brazil, all Brazilians, please give us some fires in the live stream, in the live chat. And afterwards, there'll be Talent House Istanbul. It was planned for Istanbul, but because the dates might change for the main event. We cannot announce the dates of Town House for that either yet, but keep in mind Town House Istanbul will be during if Global Istanbul Hackathon. And yeah, the applications are open to those two. The applications for Town House VO will close on the 19th, March 19th. So hurry up. And you can already register or send your applications for Town House Istanbul. I think that's all from my side. But yeah, I'm always happy to chat with you in the live stream. And I'll hand it over to Sarah or Philippe.
Thank you, Luminita. Very great news. I mean, it's amazing. 10 more talent houses confirmed. Thank you, Protocol Labs, also for being our sponsors and make us, help us make builder dreams come true. In the end, it's basically that. Thank you, Philippe, also for such short and sweet news, community news. So you already know, guys, that we'll be very soon in Denver, and then Rio de Janeiro, and then Istanbul. So please keep the conversation going. If you have any questions, if you want to apply, if you don't know what it takes to, or you need to have to be a scholar, ask questions on Discord, on Twitter, and also in this live chat while we are in the community call. With that being said, thank you so much, team. And now we have our much appreciated and cherished Must Deliver section with Pedro. Pedro, what we have promised and delivered, or not so much?
Yeah, I promised to wear my
Beanie?
hat. Yeah, but I didn't. But it's here. It exists, and you can get yours on our merch shop. A lot of people did. You saw Luminita, she had others. But yeah, so let's jump right into it and see what were our achievements. And so from our last community call until this one, we were able to deliver like a much improved search. So if you go on our explore section on Talent Protocol beta app, you can see for yourself, it's just a much better improved search. Good work by the dev team, Fred, Pallavi, Lial, congrats. We also, as you saw the tweet from PP, he did, we have a public design system. So those sweet bounties are coming up, and not only technical bounties. I think that's good news. So these two were delayed must delivers. So we got them on the green light. It's always good. And for the new one, so the good news is that we delivered. Sorry, go back, please. So for the new ones from last community call, we were able to deliver the .tel domain. I actually just claimed mine. So if you go on pcbo.tel.community, you have access to my profile on Talent Protocol. It's just so slick, and the experience is so good. On the virtual wallet, we haven't delivered it yet. We're starting our audit tomorrow. So it's a yellow. It's not a red. It's a strong yellow. Because the audit is coming up, and as Fred explained, this smart contracts upgrade weren't easy ones, but this will allow us to kick off our private economy, drop the beta, become just a DApp, and I'm really looking forward to this. This will allow us so many things, including governance. So all the virtual TAL token holders, they will be able to help us vote on the next big things, like which chain to go through next, or what are going to be the flow controls when we launch TAL, like these sort of things, or do we approve the season 4 planning or not? So I'm very excited about this. This will facilitate our decentralization. And as you can see my profile, I want to drop the CEO role until 2025. So this will help immensely. One more step in that direction. And now, yes, you can move to the next slide. So these are the must deliver until the next community call on the 15th of March. So the virtual wallet, so that's overdue, and launching virtual TAL. And the new one, so the homepage, which will also bring together the new onboarding flow. I'm really looking forward to this one. Our homepage hasn't changed that much since we started. I think it's just going to be a lot easier for us to onboard, and for people, like, after they do the onboarding, to understand things they can do, how they can really use Talent Protocol for whatever they're open to in their careers. So if that's jobs or challenges, or just meeting people, mentoring, we're here to help. One thing that we didn't mention in this community call, but I think it's worth talking about, is our team pages. So we're gonna have team pages. So companies, organizations, DAOs, they can claim theirs. And this will be fundamental, not only to showcase talent, but talent for specific teams. And in the future, this will also enable us to do institutional verification of journeys and career goals. So I'm really bullish on our product and technical team, also bullish on the team in general. We have been delivering. Let's hope in the next community call, or we will work a lot to deliver all of this for until the next community call. Big upgrade with the virtual wallet coming through, and I'm really bullish about all of this. So back to you, Sarah. I think these are the must delivers.
Thank you, Pedro. Really happy that we are helping you quit Talent Protocol, and we're on the right path. So we still have 2 years, right? So let's hopefully we'll be delivering a lot more, so you can step down. And I say this in coming from a place of, love and care. Okay, so guys, if you have any questions, please ask them on the chat. We're almost in the end of our community call. Right now, I just wanted to give you some quick reminders of everything that's happening in February and also in March, because we know that there is a lot of things that require organization from your side. So might as well, beforehand when things are happening. So in February and March, by the end of February until March the 6th, it will be happening the ETH Denver. As we mentioned a lot of times by now, we are hosting a talent house there. So reach out to us if you're going, and if you're interested in, participating or meeting our scholars, contributing, whatever, please let us know. We'll be there. A lot of people from Talent Protocol will be there. So it's a very good opportunity to meet in real life. On March 1st, it will be the talent brunch. It will be, I think that we are still looking for hosts or sponsors. Actually, there's still some slots to sponsor the brunch. I'm not sure. Let me know if I'm saying something that's not correct. But it will happen on March 1st. Then on March 19th, or by the end of March 19th, we close the applications for ETH Rio. It sounds like it's a lot of time, but time goes by really fast. So if you have questions and you want to make a great application and prepare yourself for the possibility of being in Rio, you better start preparing that now. So yeah, it's that. And then 2 other non-talent house announcements. One is that we are finally publishing episodes from our podcast, Hidden Talent. We had a lot of them ready, but we took some time to understand what was the best time to put them out. So we are publishing 1 episode every Friday. So this Friday will be the next episode coming out. So make sure you don't miss it. It's produced by Luminita. The interviews are done by Fleep. So I think it's a really good opportunity to learn more about the builders in the community. And last but not least, March 7th, save the date, it will be our next community call. So yeah, I think the agenda is done. I think there's a lot more that we didn't cover for the agenda because things just happen, and a lot of things throughout the month appear, but we'll be also promoting and publishing all the events or all the opportunities we have to engage with you guys. We'll be also promoting them and announcing them on Twitter and on Discord and also on Telegram channel. So you can, keep up with everything. You don't have to wait the whole month to know what's happening in Talent Protocol. Okay, so POAPs. You can fulfill the tag form that will be shared in the YouTube chat. It's limited to the first 50 respondents. And this is probably the last time we'll do a POAP. And in the next community call, we'll have something really brand new to share with you guys that it will basically serve us as a proof of attendance kind of thing, but it's not like a POAP per se. So claim yours and join us in the next community call to learn about the new way of us letting people know that you joined. And now for some questions. One of the questions that we had, and I think Pedro, you're the best person to answer, is, let me check. It's from Timothy, and he asks, will you focus on onboarding people working in large crypto companies?
Yeah, I'll try to answer that to my best knowledge. So look, we are launching the team pages, so any company will be able to claim those. The goal is to pre-populate some of those team pages and send to these companies so they can start claiming them. The claiming process is very similar to the GitHub one. So it's, the person claiming is legit and can actually claim. This will facilitate future verification, like institutional verification of talent as well, and their journeys and career goals. And I hope that this also becomes a viral loop for acquisition of users, and just to, overall make our product better, overall make our community more useful to teams. Last but not least, on teams, well, the teams will be able to showcase their challenges. They will have a link for their jobs. So, it's also very, very useful for talent that is builders that are actively looking for work, and builders that just want to build in their challenges or propose challenges to them. So I'm really looking forward to these team pages. Hopefully this helped explain what the plans are in here.
Thank you, Pedro. And since we are talking about hiring and new people joining, can you tell us a bit more how people can join the Talent Collective and why it could be relevant for people listening to the call? What's the Talent Collective and why it makes sense?
Yeah, so yeah, we should share the link as well for the collective. But yeah, essentially, we decided to use an external platform called Palette, which is creates like a one-stop shop for everything recruitment for communities like ours. And our sponsors have been posting jobs there, so you can check jobs there. And there's also this Talent Collective thing, which in essence is for talent that is actively looking for work. We do batch by batch. We send 10 people in each batch to our sponsors. So that's over 30 companies right now actively looking for talent. And so, look, if you are laid off recently, or if you are not in a good spot and you aren't actively are actively looking for, go on that link that our team is sharing on the chat and just fill in your profile. Now in the future we'll probably quit using Palette and go and integrate the Talent Collective function into Talent Protocol. The jobs, as I just explained, the jobs part, instead of having like a job board, each team will be able to send people to their own jobs pages. And this way it's better for our community, because most companies and organizations keep their jobs in one page. We call it ATS, application tracking system, and that's their source of truth. So if we start porting their jobs into ours, it's not going to be very good for our community, and most jobs will go outdated. So I'll try to explain the best, but if you're looking for work, go on the link our team shared for the Talent Collective, and we'll share your profile with this companies actively looking for people like you.
Perfect, Pedro, thanks. Most people forget to let companies know that they are actively looking for jobs. So this is just a reminder that put yourself out there and use the tools and the resources that we already have for that. Thank you, Pedro. Now, Felipe, I think this question is better answered by you, and is, how's the growth of active users in Talent Protocol?
I'm here, yeah. Yeah, either me or Francisco, but I mean, active users, they vary a little bit from week to week. We share this kind of weekly and share the metrics weekly, but it's been steady for the past months. So I think it's lower than we want it to be, but I think most of the features that will probably kind of influence kind of an increase on active users, especially the virtual wallet that Fred introduced, is going to be launched soon, and we haven't launched any kind of big features in the app recently. So of course, not adding features makes it harder to grow the active numbers in a meaningful way. Of course, we can also fake those numbers by offering people stuff to come back to the app, but that's not kind of an intrinsic motivation to use it. But we hope that with the virtual wallet that will launch this week, we'll have a lot of impact in the active users number, because basically now people will be able to unstake or kind of unstake in talent, reinvest in other talent, earn talent tokens just by participating in the network. So you will be able to invest in people without having to kind of spend real money. So you can earn talent tokens and then use those tokens to invest in other people. So hopefully this will bring a new life to the platform.
Thank you, Felipe. And can you also help me to answer another question about someone asked if we are planning to do a Talent House Russia. And I think it's a great opportunity for us to explain what's our rationale behind the talent houses that we've been doing, and how we've been, pivoting from making a talent house and just randomly, or at least select the grant winners aside from their location. And now we're looking for more a local approach, and just to make sure that everybody is able to get a visa and participate. So I think it's a great opportunity to just tackle that question and explain why are we planning the next talent houses.
Yeah, it's a great question. First of all, we don't have a talent house plan for Russia. That's the direct answer to the question. But we are planning to do one in Eastern Europe soon, probably this year. this year we want to make sure we have a house in every continent and not just repeating the same places. So that's a clear goal that we have: a house in every continent. And yeah, we're studying the idea of having at least one in Eastern Europe. Probably in Russia won't be the easiest place to do one right now in terms of kind of ops and logistics and getting people there, but it could be interesting to do one just for for the local communities instead of having to kind of fly people in. And that's actually one thing that we're trying to do more this year, which is trying to focus more on the region and bringing people from that region to that talent house instead of flying people from all over the world to that place. And I think this will start to apply in the next one, and trying to bring more people from Latin America.
Great, thank you, Fleet. Talent House always generates a lot of questions, and it's great always, even if it's repeated information, but at least people understand how things work and what are goals and what they're planning to do in operation-wise. So thank you for that. One last question, or at least if you have one last question, please ask in the chat. The last one that I have on my side is for Francisco, and it's about the TAL domain. So we've announced the possibility to reserve the domain, and everything that we can do with it. When will it be possible to use that domain as the place, like the main source of truth for our professional identities and on-chain data that we have there? Do you have an estimate for this?
It's hard to give an estimate, but it's it's definitely one of our goals, right? We have an ongoing talent data model group. We've just taken an initial step in just showcasing like our entire model structure of how we store things on our side, and we have the white paper that's going to give some outlines into how we're going to migrate this data piece by piece into on-chain. Because also one thing that I think it's relevant for us to mention is that I think there should always be the option to not have this data on chain. It might not be verifiable, it might not be as trusted, but sometimes people might not want to put certain things on chain. So I think that the solution that we have right now is already going to enable a bunch of things. So we essentially want for your profile on protocol to have all the data, and then you can select the important information that you want to keep with you and take with you on chain. But we're talking about hard things here in regards to how to store things in a decentralized manner, in a verifiable manner, in a way that proves your reputation. And so it's not something that I would expect us to be able to finish by the end of the season. Although by the end of the season, if you take a look at our epics on Ocean, you'll see that we have a bunch of tasks in regards to peer-to-peer verification. Pedro also mentioned the team pages that we will be delivering over the next few weeks. That will bring out institutional verification, so verification of teams. So the steps are being taken. It's now a matter of doing experiments, understanding what works, what doesn't, and what actually brings value to our community before we have like everything on chain. So yeah, it's still going to take a bit, but step by step, we'll get there.
Brilliantly answered. Thank you, Francisco. Okay, guys, I think we're ready to wrap this up. This one flew by. And yeah, thank you so much for participating, for joining us and help us build this together. I can't stress that enough, that we are really counting on you. Just go through the bounties, suggest anything that you feel it could be done and rewarded for, and we are really open to feedback and collaboration. So use this time as well to think about it and reach out to us. And yeah, thank you. Have a wonderful month and see you soon. Bye.